All right, guys, we got a good one for you today. We're going to take a look at the all new SIG P365 Fuse, the new variant of one of the P365s that just came out. I think it started hitting all the stores about 2 weeks ago, something like that. This is a huge new pistol that came out at SIG's next event a couple weeks back. So I was able to get one on special order and got it in a few days ago, or actually last week, but then the hurricane came. We haven't had no power here in Spring near Houston. Actually just got power back on tonight. I've been 5 days without power, so I've been dying to do the review with proper lighting and my desk and all that stuff. I miss it. Thank you. I want to give it some kisses right now. I'm not even gonna lie. Hopefully my range gets power and we can go shoot this bad boy tomorrow on Saturday, July, what's tomorrow? The 13th Saturday, whatever that is, I think so. But let's take a look. The all new SIG P365 Fuse. So real quick, everything that comes in a box, that way we can get the box out of the way. We got 3 back straps, right? The one that's on the pistol, you get a small and a large. As you can see, they're clearly marked, so the medium is on there. So I'll probably switch that out to the large as I have a slightly bigger hand, so I like that back strap to kind of come into my palm a little bit more. These should be the same as the macro. These don't have the laser engraving like the Fuse has on the side. And the front's different. These should be pretty much the same ones as the macro, because this is a macro frame with some laser engraving. So you get the 3 back straps, right? 3 magazines, which we'll talk about later. And then of course the gun, and let me go ahead and get that mag out of there. And then we can all see that it is clear right there. All right. Of course you get all your paperwork, your stickers, your lock, and all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and get this out of the way. All right, so let's dive right into it. First of all, just the look of it, really awesome. I mean, obviously this is the macro frame, so it's not like a redesign, but we do have some of this laser grip here on the side. It's the same polymer frame. A lot of people, well, I guess we'll talk about that in a minute, right? Let's really look at this slide. That's what really makes the Fuse what it gives it its name. So they're basically fusing a little bit bigger compact pistol with the compact frame of the macro. So obviously you can see that the barrel sticks out past the frame, because the frame is let's go ahead and get into dimensions. The barrel is 4.3 versus the normal macro is 3.7, I believe. And then if you have the macro compensator, then it's a 3.1 barrel, and then you have those extra couple inches because of the built-in compensator. So this is what 0.6 inches longer than the standard 3.7. So you get the longer slide, you get a completely new redesigned slide. So this isn't like an XL slide or the macro slide or anything like that. This is a completely new design. And right away, I just want to say these deep serrations here, these are extremely deep. Let's see if we can get that on camera. You can see how deep it is. You can see that shadowing in there, and you can really get a clear view of that depth. There you go. And that makes for nice, easy texture and nice grip just to grab that and just pull with ease. Also from the back, I love these deep serrations. You almost get the same feel if you had kind of like a ported slide on some of those pistols, like a Canic or the Walther, or any gun that has ported slides, and you can kind of get your thumb and your fingers kind of inside of those grooves. These are so deep that that's what's really going on. It's going in there, so you're getting a really easy grip on that. And then you kind of have this double flare here, this cut where it kind of goes up, matches this line, and then there's like another bevel on top of it. And then again, deep serrations here. I really like that. So you kind of have like a little small, like the level kind of goes in some there. If you can kind of see that, it's kind of pinched in. So it's almost like, if you like to rack from the front, you'll hit that groove there as well. And you can just easily grab there as well. Pretty simple. Nice little window cut with the P365. So again, all new design on that slide. You do have the optics ready. This is the RMSC footprint, which is your 407, 507 Holosun K, footprint for the smaller optics. On the slide, you see you get black serrated rear sights, and then you get a fiber optic front sight. Let's see if we can get that to appear. There's your fiber optic front sight with your black serrated sights. So overall, very, very nice. Overall length, 7.2 inches. The overall width is just 1.1. So it keeps that macro width, or like almost like a micro compact width, with a much larger slide. That 4.3 inch barrel with the longer slide, almost at about 7 inches. The overall height is 5.1. And without the magazine, it's only 23 ounces. So the fuse is kind of like almost getting a close to a duty, right? Over 4-inch barrel and slide, but with the smaller, really thin frame. I think that's why they were going with the fuse name. So this is easily concealable if you can get away with just having a slightly longer barrel and slide there. But as far as the thinness, that should work. So coming down to the frame, one thing we noticed right away is this nickel plated flat trigger. So that's really, really nice. SIG already has their flat triggers on most of their modern pistols, but this one is nickel plated, so you get a slightly better finish and just a kind of cooler look to it. You do get the extended slide catch. I do believe these come on the TAC Ops and the Legion. This is not your standard slide catch that comes on the P365 or even the Macro. This is slightly extended. As you can see, it's got a little groove there, and it kind of pops out or protrudes a little bit, so it's easier to engage or disengage. The mag release is still the same. You get those straight serrations there. Nothing's changed there. The big change on the grip is this laser texturing, and it's also in the front. And only on this medium, the one that's installed, do you get that laser texturing. So if you swap it to the large or small, it was just a standard texturing. So that is something to keep in mind, that only the medium has the laser texturing on the back strap. And real quick, I know some people, I've seen some complaints saying this was a horrible laser job. I've seen some aftermarket companies, I'm not going to name them or anything like that. They do fucking awesome work, beautiful work. But I don't think they tried to do that. I think a company as big as SIG, if they wanted to make this like really bright or vivid cuts, or like a vivid laser pattern, I think they would have done that. I think that they chose to kind of do this little rugged cuts to give you that aggressive feel on there, to where it's like it's very grippy. Like it just feels really nice in your hand, especially in the back. Like you can feel that in the palm. Like you get a really good grip on that. Like that, I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. Like it's almost, I think some people, if you have softer hands or you don't like that sandpaper feel, you may have an issue with that, especially back here, because I can kind of feel it. But I think that's what they were going for with this type of laser texturing they did. I don't think they were trying to go for a real vivid pattern or anything like that. But I love the texturing on it. You can really feel it. It's very aggressive. And that combined with these deep serrations, I think this is going to make for an awesome pistol. Other thing right away, I see that they also dropped the magwell on here, which of course you can remove it. It's got just your little torque screw down here, and you can remove that if you like. If you're trying to conceal, and this is, you know, kind of sticking out a little bit. And I do believe this is the same one again that's on the TAC Ops. So the TAC Ops kind of has a footprint on here, right? It's got the extended slide release and the magwell. Got your Picatinny rail as always. I think that's kind of coming standard on a lot of pistols now, right? For your lasers and lights or anything like that. Beaver tail is the same as a macro. This is the macro frame again. It's not super extended, but it's long enough where you can kind of feel it back here. Which if you guys follow the channel, you know I carry the macro comp. So I'm used to this frame. It's slightly larger than a standard 365, but this texturing is just awesome. I mean, it's not a new size frame, so like I'm already like ready to shoot this, because I chose the macro for the specific frame. It just fit my larger hand a little bit better, whereas the P365 was just a little too small for me. So I really love this this frame that they chose to put the fuse on. All right, and let's take a look at the mags in the mag release. So it comes with 3 mags. You got 2 21 rounders and a standard, this is a standard 17 round that'll fit the macro comp, or any macro basically. So it's a standard 17 that it ships with. It extends a little bit, so you shouldn't have too much trouble if you get a good punch in there with your meat of your palm. You shouldn't have a problem with the magwell interfering with you not, you know, pressing that magazine all the way in there and it not catching. So it should be fine. If you're kind of going soft and you're not really slamming it in, then it may not catch. So you may want to be careful, but if you're slamming that in, the magwell does not hit you. As you can see, it does pop out. So standard 17, and then these 21 rounders, I thought this was an extended base pad, but now that I finally got the gun in, you see the actual steel body is a full 21 rounder. So they just made this extension on here so that way it meets inside the magwell and gives you a nice flush look, almost like an extension of the frame. Otherwise, if it just had like a real skinny, then you would just see the steel body of the magazine here. So it's not an extension. These are new 21 steel frames from SIG. I don't think they sell these on their own yet, because these do fit the macro. If you see my other video, these fit the Legion, the macros, the macro comp. So you can use these 21 rounders in there instead of buying the 17 and then getting a +4 mag extension. These work very well. But I just love the look of that 21 rounder. And again, it comes with 2 of them. And this, again, standard macro, so I'm not going to talk about the mag release. It's nothing new, but I mean, it's in the perfect spot for me. I don't have to come off grip or anything like that as I get hung up. All right, I don't have to come off grip. That's why I chose that macro comp. So, I mean, it is nice. And again, the 17, as long as you kind of slam it in there, you're not going to get hung up on the magwell. But if you choose, again, that's removable. You can take that off, but everything works awesome. I love these 21 rounders. And there we go, our nice little slide lock, our extended release. And let's take a look at some trigger pulls and see what we got. All right, we got our gauge. Again, we are nice and clear. Let's see what we get. And let's just see what it looks like first. I'm not a big fan of the SIG stock triggers. I love the shape. I don't like all this pre-travel. It's the same on my macro. There's just a ton. And I get that it's a, could be a safety thing where it's not an accidental, oh, I pulled it and it goes off. I get it. But like competition or just just being a trigger, somewhat of a trigger snob a little bit, I would like for that, all that pre-travel just to kind of just shorten up a little bit. But there you hit your initial wall and it does not break till about almost 90. So you see there's going to be a lot of pressure here we're going to have to apply, and a little bit of that mush there. So I'm applying pressure, you see it's moving, and then it finally breaks there. And then let's take a look at that reset. I think the reset on these, if it's factory, goes almost all the way to the beginning. And there you go, we're going back to that big angle there. And there's the wall, and then again, you're gonna get that pressure till you get to about 90, and then it finally breaks. So I'm not a big fan of it, but let's put it on the gauge and let's see what it says. There's always options for that. There we go. So 4.43. Let's go ahead and clear it, get that ready. Let's get another one on there. And we'll do about 4 or 5 of these, get us an average. 4, 5, 6. I really love those serrations. Like, it's really easy to get a grab of it. There we go. And I'm kind of in the middle of that flat trigger. 4, 10, 6. And let's get one more. There we go. I think I kind of slow pulled that one. We'll take that 5.6. I think I kind of slow pulled that one out of there. I'll do my own average. Let's get one more. There we go, 413.6. So I'll do my own average out of those 4 pulls. They're sub 5 pounds. Really, really nice, smooth. Like I said, you can just grab that and go. I mean, it is really, really nice. Those serrations are really awesome on this pistol. Really, all that mush, I really don't like that. May end up changing this out to the M Carbo short stroke like I did on my macro comp. But yeah, overall, looks great, feels great. Love the laser grip on there. Love the new slide, the longer barrel. Let's take it to the range and see if this pistol is accurate. There we go.
Here's the 9. I don't need to do it yet, so we're fine.
Got a little kick to it. slide lock.
I'm gonna shoot the top row and you shoot the bottom.
First two I put it down. Second two are pretty good. Now we're gonna go to 30 feet. Push that one. Kind of close, I'm a little off. Let's take a look at all the results. So there's our full mag. Fist size within the 6-inch ring, not too bad at all. At 5 feet, this is probably less than a 1-inch group. So I kept that point of aim the same, and all 4 shots are in there. Then we went to 21 feet. I definitely pushed those. I felt that I pushed those. And then I kind of focused a little bit better, and I saw these two were on top of each other. Not bad. At 30 feet, I know I pushed this one. I usually kind of open up because my vision anyway, but pretty close on target, all within this 4-inch ring right here. So not too bad for the 365 Fuse. Feels a little punchy. I thought it was going to be a little softer considering it's a 4.3-inch barrel, longer slide. But it's got a little bit of a kick to it, but nothing you can't control, as you can see. Just standing freehand shooting, so not bad. So my first shot was dead on, and then that second follow-up, I just kind of pushed it down, tightened it up when I got back up top, and so a nice pair up here. A little wider than I would like, but still pretty decent, and then pretty good here. So it is controllable. My first set, always the first set, I'm not usually ready. So that's the furthest one, but kind of tightened it up a little bit. Feels a little punchy. You kind of lose the sights. You're kind of almost just knowing it's returning back to where it goes, and you're letting it go. There's a lot of movement there. Definitely felt way, obviously softer, so competition load. Hit them here, a little off, a little bit more wider than I'd like. These are nice and tight, and then I came across here pretty decent as well. Not bad. All right, so we got Tiny. She's gonna aim for the center of those 4 boxes since I already ate up the target.
Yes, my first ever even holding this.
The P365 Fuse. Got a kick, right?
Yeah, but it's not horrible.
Like you can control it, but for some reason we're expecting it to not be as hard as it is, right?
Yeah, but I feel like it's almost because the grip is too skinny. I feel like if you had more purchase here,
okay. So a bigger frame.
A little bit bigger here to hold on to. It maybe wouldn't feel as, because it feels like it's
like it wants to get out of your hand.
Not necessarily out of my hand, because it doesn't want to pull out of my hand. It's like this just comes back and moves too much within my hand.
Did
like,
you try to tighten up your grip as?
Yeah, but it feels like this moves too much versus like a
So probably a bigger grip then.
Yeah.
Well, you're aiming for the center there.
Yeah, my first one was right where I was aiming.
You got like a 5-point star going on there. Not too bad.
My 7, 8.
Oh, yeah, nice and tight right there, right?
Yeah. Not horrible.
No, not at all. There you have it, folks. The 365 Fuse. As you can see, we are clear. You can see it there. My final thoughts. Overall, I love the new look. I love the new slide. I love the aggressive cuts, the serrations. I love the longer barrel, the slide. I love the laser texturing. It feels really good in the hands. I love the size of this frame. Again, I carry the macro comp because I chose this this frame. This macro frame just fits perfect in my hand, as you can see. I love that they put suppressor height sights. Overall, great feel. Love the idea of the longer barrel, longer slide. As you saw shooting it, is very, very accurate. Pretty, some really nice groups on there. I love the fiber optic front. So once you throw a red dot on here, you have your suppressor height rear sights already ready to co-witness, ready to go. This texturing, again, just feels great in the hand, really does stick to you. For me, and of course, I love the 21 mags. It's not a mag extension. It's just basically a covering that makes it look like it's a mag extension, but it's more just for the aesthetics. So that way it looks like it's, you know, part of the gun and there's no metal frame showing. But again, it's a 21 round metal body magazine. Definitely love that. These work in the regular macro. They work in the Legion. So I love using this instead of having to buy a 17 and then buying a +4, you know, mag extension from another company, which those do look cool, and they're aluminum, they're metal, they last longer probably. Well, I mean, this one ain't gonna matter because it's got a steel body anyway. But if you like an overall, like an OEM flush clean look, you can go that route versus, you know, again, trying to buy the 17 round mag and then throwing a +4, +5 on there, unless you absolutely need one extra round. I love that. What I didn't like, two things. So this is the medium backstrap that comes with the laser texturing the way it is around the full grip. It's a full 360 laser texturing here. I did not like that they give you the other two, the small and the large. I normally would throw the large on here because I have a slightly bigger hand. I like this to come meet me back here at the back of my palm a little better. The other two backstraps do not come lasered. It's just the normal standard texturing. Which I thought SIG could have done a better job of saying, you know, this was one of the gimmicks was this new laser texturing, but if you change the back straps, you lose that texture at the back of the palm, where a lot of it, I mean, a lot of that grip is there as well, right? How it seats back here in the back of your palm, and how it feels back here to kind of provide or prevent some of that wiggle in there. So I was a little disappointed that only the medium has the laser texturing, the small and the large do not. Shooting the gun, I will say, I don't think this barrel and this slide is a great combination with the smaller polymer. I think it's too much for it. There is a lot of movement shooting it. There's not a lot of muzzle rise. It shoots pretty decent. It shoots kind of flat. I did like that, and it is accurate. But that felt recoil, it's punchier than I expected it to be. I've picked up other guns like first mag out of the box, and they're just a lot softer. This one, you definitely feel it in your hand. You do feel that recoil. You feel more of the going back into your hand. It's trying to cause some movement in there, and that's why I would have loved to throw the large. Which I mean, I probably still would throw the large, but I'm gonna lose this texturing back here. So I have to do something myself with that other one because their stock texture on the other two backstraps is just a little too smooth for my liking. I like a little bit more aggressive, like this one here. But the felt recoil is just a little too much. Not that you can't handle it. You saw me shoot it. I shot it just fine. I'm just saying how it felt. I expected it to be softer. I think the normal macro comp, or even for me, I can't say the TAC Ops. I haven't shot the TAC Ops. But the macro comp, it does have a built-in compensator, but I mean, that built-in compensator is not like the greatest in the world, and that shoots softer. I mean, I recently just picked up an old CZ75 SP01, and that out of the box, that shot softer. A new VP9 match, picked that up, that shot softer. Of course, that's a much longer barrel and slide, but just say out of the box, brand new pistol with the 4.3-inch barrel and all that. I just really thought it was going to be less felt recoil. Again, not that I can't shoot it, not that you can't shoot it. I'm just telling you how it felt out of the box and my expectations. Is it a horrible gun? No. I just would have thought it was a little bit softer. But love the look, love the slide. I love the aggression, again, with this cuts, the way they took that approach. I love that it's a longer barrel for tighter groups. I love the feel of this laser etching here, the laser engraving on the grip all the way around. Love that they finally give you the mag well and the extended. You don't have to buy the TAC Ops. I love the flat trigger. I'm just not a big fan of their stock, you know, kind of where it's starting off way up front. I do like shorter travel triggers, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with this trigger either, though. It feels great. But overall, pretty decent gun. Again, my only con is probably just the back straps, and I'm just letting you know, it's not. I mean, I just thought it was gonna shoot slightly softer, but it's not a deal breaker. I'm just letting you guys know how the review goes. But check it out for yourself. You saw all the shooting, all the accuracy. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Maybe some of y'all have already shot this or about to get one. Tell me what you guys think. If it's, you know, that felt recoil, or is it maybe just me with these computer hands, right? But I appreciate you guys, and don't forget, look for me on Instagram under fat_tactical. I can communicate and message there a little bit better than YouTube, right? There's no messaging on that. So appreciate you guys.